Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria,
And I'm Rosetta.
and in the spirit of kindness, we want to always listen to one another and to be compassionate to one another. So, let's get going.
Yes. Thanks everyone for joining us for another one of our chats. And if you're returning, thank you. You know the routine. But for newcomers, we'd love for you to hit that thumb icon to say you like our videos. Consider subscribing because of our fans and the many people that subscribe, we would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already.
Yes.
You can hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our chats. And if you're new, we like to start off with the tea that we're drinking, tea of the day.
Yes.
So take it away.
All right. So today we're doing a soothing rose hibiscus skin detox tea. Now, don't you think that's just so cool for a cosmetic girl and a coach, a healthy nutritional coach girl, talking about natural glow?
And it's by the brand Yogi.
Yes.
All organic.
Yes. It is a combination of organic green tea, organic rose petal, organic honeybush leaf, organic hibiscus, organic red clover leaf and flower, organic cardamom, organic orange peel, organic burdock, organic dandelion root, organic yellow duck root.
Whatever that is.
Yes.
What is duck root? We have to do some research on what
I don't know what duck root is. And it is organic stevia leaf. So
so it's sweetened slightly with stevia. That's from the tea, right? And when we opened it, as usual, we love to smell the tea before we actually submerge it, and it smelled amazing.
Amazing.
I could actually smell the rose.
Yes.
The what else? There was some other ingredients I could smell,
like the hibiscus and the pomegranate.
Yes.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Yeah,
All
it
right,
does.
cheers.
Oh, it was hot, very hot, but it's
very hot. but it's very good.
It is really good.
Yeah. Last week tea was just a little light in the flavor department.
Yes, so this is really good. And we always talk about the longer you steep it, it gets a bit colder. No, not as hot. It's more drinkable and the flavors come out more.
Yes.
So we're going to do that.
Yes. This is beautiful.
Very nice.
I almost feel like, putting my top back on to let it seep, but it's all hot. So
it's hot, so you want to let it get cooler so you can actually drink it and taste the flavors.
Enjoy it. Yeah. Enjoy it. All right. So let's get our party started today. As always, our thoughts and prayers go out to the world. We live in unusual times right now. And my wish, as well as Rosetta's wish, is to empower women and young girls to bring love, compassion back into the world. Everything cannot be a fight. Everything cannot be war. If you keep war, all of our children are going to die. In addition, our total existence.
There we have it. See what we have here?
Peace.
The peace bell. We always have the peace bell.
Because we always want peace. So that's what we want to always keep in our forethought, is how to empower peaceful individuals into government leaders around the world, so that we can learn how to coexist and not try and wipe each other off the planet.
Exactly.
Okay. So last weekend was Fleet Week, and they did the show on Friday, Saturday, and the end was supposed to be Sunday. My husband and I decided to go for a ride. We're still having to watch where he can and cannot go because he has a pre-existing condition that COVID would not do well with. And we're driving along, and all of a sudden he goes, "What time is it?" And I go, "It's 3:00. And he goes, "Look!" And the Blue Angels were
You could see them. Where were you?
I was on 880.
880.
Just driving along. There's a stretch. I was on my way to IKEA. in Emeryville, and there's a part where you can take the exit before, or you can go up on the ramp. And when you're up on the ramp, if you go to the left, you go to the Bay Bridge, and if you go to the right, then you get on, you know, 5. It was just, oh my God. And they did the loop-de-loop, and everything was beautiful. On Sunday, there was fog.
I know. My friends, they went and they said too bad because they had set out their blanket with the families and they said it was fog.
Yeah.
And I like Fleet Week.
Yes.
The only challenge here is if you go to San Francisco, forget about it.
Yes.
Because I went and we're like, traffic is up the yin yang. I'm telling you, everybody comes out of town and they want to see it.
Yes.
So anywhere you go, you're bumper to bumper in San. So I vowed never to go. I just can't. Just thinking about it gives me anxiety.
Yes. My brother-in-law is a retired chief of the Navy, and so, you know, he would always invite us up, and we would go up early.
Yeah.
You know, get there like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, that's really early.
Yeah, because he wanted to give us a tour, because his position was at the nose of the ship, and that's where one of the ships he was on was a submarine, and it was submerged, and he was at the nose. He wasn't the navigator; he was the gunman.
Oh. Okay.
And he wanted to show me, and I'm like, I'm not going. I couldn't. I mean, the spaces are so tight.
Oh, on those ships, they're tiny. That's why all those people have to be. You can't be like. You have to be.
You can't be curvy. You have to be as thin as possible.
I'm telling you, it's very hard. You have to be fit because to get up and down those stairs
fast.
I'm like, takes me a while, and I'm scared of heights. Don't do very good with heights. So when you're going up and down those stairs, they're very steep and very like small, petite.
Yeah. So, you know, I always, whenever I see a person of service, I always say thank you for your service. And we lucked out. We got to see the show on Saturday, and it got canceled on Sunday.
That's very nice.
As a lot of us know, we heard today of the passing of Angela Lansbury. And I loved her in her movie. She used to have a weekly TV show that I loved. And it was called Murder, She Wrote.
I loved it.
And, you know, one of the things I didn't realize is that, you know, I knew that she was an older person in the role, but I never knew that in real life she was a real older person in that role. You know, it's like a lot of her fame. She started out as a young child doing things.
Yes.
The traction didn't come until later in life, because in addition to that, she also played Sweetie Todd on Broadway, which I loved. And in 2014, Queen Elizabeth crowned her as a dame.
Yeah, Dame
Angela Lansbury. That was really beautiful. And I love Beauty and the Beast, because I am a person who try to always feel the person and the inside person versus the exterior, because that's just not, sometimes it's kind of fake. And in Beauty and the Beast, she was Mrs. Potts, and she sang the theme song, Beauty and the Beast.
Well, that's all I've known. Like, when you think of Beauty and the Beast, that's the first thing that comes into mind is Angela Lansbury.
Yeah.
And I knew that she could sing, but when she sung that, it was magical. It really was.
Yes.
She can really sing.
Yes.
Gosh, she was great. And I loved in England, I would wait for that Murder, She Wrote to come on.
Yes.
It was amazing.
I mean, because they'd be over here, you know, and she'd just see a little feather, and she'd walk over there and she'd break the case. I love that.
Though they showed a clip where she saw some kind of thing, some stud or something that someone had dropped or something.
Right.
And she goes, and it's this that you forgot that you dropped.
Yes.
Like,
I loved her, and her spirit will be missed. However, you know, a lot of people are saying that she herself had said she had 96 years. And
that's a bit like who was the other lady that passed away? Betty White.
Yes.
At 99 or something.
I used to love the fact that she would have hot dogs and vodka every day.
And you know, Betty White said she went on The View, and this
Yes.
is very, like, I remember this. It stood out to me. She doesn't need that much sleep.
Right.
She said she can survive on a few hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, she said on the show, she says, oh, I only had like 3 hours of sleep that one night.
Yeah.
And here's all these healthy people, me
Oh,
as well,
you need 8 hours.
telling everyone 7 to 8 hours
Yes, of deep REM sleep.
quality sleep. You have to be in that REM,
Yes.
REM stage
Yes.
to get that, but here she is.
Yes.
But I think, you know, the difference with her is that not only is it sleep, but it's got to be with the lifestyle. She was a very positive lady,
and she was always busy doing things.
Yes,
and
active.
You know, people loved her. You know, there's certain movies. There's one called the Proposal, and it has she's playing like a grandmother.
Yeah.
And when she sees Ryan Reynolds, Sandra Bullock is his girlfriend in this fake, and you know, he called her something about like here's my girl, and she goes, oh, you use the term loosely, girl. She's much older. I mean, she would just say things, and even though that was kind of mean, the way she said it was so cute and funny.
It was so funny. So just like her, I think that Angela Lansbury probably led a very healthy lifestyle, and I think it's not only the exercise and what you put in your body, but I think it's also being grateful and being positive. And I think those two ladies were a fine example of that.
Absolutely. So rest in peace.
Yes.
You gave us all your beautiful talent. Thank you for sharing it with us. You will be greatly missed. So ladies, October. We want to make sure we keep this forefront of your minds. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's why I'm strutting the pink. And I just want you to all be aware that it's time to have your exams to make sure that everything is okay. We know it's good. It's just that it's better if you have the results. And if, you know, I've had people tell me they've gone and they've had their normal mammogram, and they go because they can feel something, and then the technician says there's nothing there. You have to be your own advocate. Say, okay, thank you very much, and then go back and call your doctor and say, I don't care what that says, I can feel a lump, I can feel something. And they will then give you an MRI, which is for dense breasts, which is more correct when you're having that type of exam. Everybody can't just have a mammogram. Sometimes if you got a little extra something, you need a little extra something.
Exactly. And I don't think that you should wait till October every year to be reminded.
True.
Don't forget, you have the whole year, right, to get your mammogram.
Yes.
So do it, not just when people like us say it's
time.
Breast cancer. Yes, we want to observe breast cancer and remember the people that have fought breast cancer and are surviving, right?
Absolutely.
Survivors of breast cancer,
surviving
people that have
and
passed,
thriving.
and people that have passed. Want to remember them, but remember, if you're alive and you're a lady, please get them checked.
Yes. You know, I'm going to see if we can find it, and we'll put the link down below. Today on The View, Joy went out of town for like 2 weeks thinking, if I go away, they'll forget my birthday. Well, she came back today, and they're like, happy birthday, Joy.
She came back. Was today her birthday?
No, her birthday was last week. But she was on vacation.
Okay.
She was in Spain.
I skipped today's.
And she went on this lavish cruise.
Good for her.
Yes. And so she brought the girls fans, and she gave all of them a fan.
Nice.
And so Whoopi said to her, she said, there's going to be lots of celebration of joy today. And here's the first. It was President Biden and Dr. Jill Biden saying happy birthday to Joy. Dr. Jill talked about her honesty and her openness, and as we all know, what Joy thinks, Joy says.
Yeah.
And President Biden said that, you know, her in that role, and a role that started 25 seasons ago, and how they speak the truth. And he thanked her for her contribution.
And Joy has never changed. She's always been Joy.
Yes.
Joy is Joy. She's authentically I don't want to say entertaining, but she speaks her truth.
Yeah.
And just like we were talking about Betty White, when you say something that shouldn't like a normal people would say, people take offense to it.
Right.
But the way that she says it, and
Right.
Joy's the same way.
Yeah.
She would make a situation, but put a funny joke in there. But it's just some people can do that, and
Yeah.
other people be so offensive.
Yes.
So I like Joy. Joy
I
has been
love
great.
Joy.
She left for a minute, right?
Yeah, well, Joy got fired. And when
Yes.
Joy came back, because the show started going down, most people were like, oh, Joy, and, she went off and she did her own show,
Yeah.
and she had her comedy nighttime show, and it was really good. And they were like, she took time off, and Joy said, no, I didn't. I was fired. So,
Yeah, so
she doesn't let people get away with that. And Joy, thank you for that. And thank you for coming back. And thank you for working on The View, because it is the celebration of her 80th birthday.
And she looks really good.
Yes, she does.
It doesn't matter that she has makeup people, but
Right.
even without the makeup, she looks very, I've seen a picture of her without makeup. She looks
Absolutely.
very, very good.
Absolutely.
80 years old.
80 years
How many
old.
people are still doing talk shows at 80
Well,
years old, every
like-
day in, day out?
Like Liam Neeson, he was really cute, and he said to her, I know people are telling you to retire. If you don't feel like retiring, why retire?
Liam Neeson has been doing it. He's still doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, good job, Joy.
Yes.
Here in Northern California, you know how sometimes you're out and about and you're like, I don't know what to do. We've all been sequestered for so long, and even though things are opening up, people are still a little cautious about crowds. I wanted to let you know that in Northern California, every weekend between September 17th and October 23rd is the Northern California Renaissance Fair at Casa de Fruta.
Yay.
I love Casa de Fruta. I remember when it was just a fruit stand, and then they added some things, and now they have like a carousel, so you can ride the carousel, you can ride the little train. One thing that people don't know, Casa de Fruta has peacocks, and they have male and females, and the male peacocks' wingspans are amazing. But
they don't always open up their wings.
No.
So
they have
hard.
to feel it.
Yes. I think they do that I think I heard that they said they do that when they're trying to attract
when they're
the
flirting
woman. Yes.
with the female.
With the female
And what I
peacocks.
love is whenever I go to Casa de Fruta, I stop on my way home from seeing my sister. She lives in Los Banos. And it's just really funny because, like they'll be, like stroking around, and I'm like, oh, you think you missed the hot stuff, and then I'll see the girl, and then the girl will just be like, doing her thing, and then the feathers I was like, oh my God, that is so beautiful. So if you get the chance to see it, and they're used to people, they don't they don't run and hide. I mean, it's like Casa de Fruta.
Well, there's people there all the time, so
Yes.
they're not that fussed about it.
Yes, but and if you like that time era where you like to see ladies in
Medieval, corseted,
yes,
yep.
with the girls saying hello, how you doing? This is the time to go check it out.
Well, I like it, and I went.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
I saw pictures.
Yes, I did. I went. Was it this past? Yeah, it was this past
Mhm.
weekend I went, and they have. So it's a Renaissance fair, but every weekend they have different themes.
Yes.
So I went on the Oktoberfest theme, and I
Yes.
wore my Oktoberfest dress,
Yes.
and I was Anna for the day.
Yes.
Anna from Belgium.
That's right.
I don't
That's
even
right.
think I said I don't even think I did the right accent. But there I was. But I was disappointed because there wasn't much Oktoberfest going on.
No, it's and they make it seem like we do different things all the time,
Yeah.
but it the primary group of people, they do
It's the medieval.
yes, and it's all about the medieval dress.
But there were so many other people dressed up in like Lederhosen and
yes.
women dressed in German outfits and things, and I was like, that's a disappointment. They didn't even really have a beer garden.
Right? No.
So and no pretzels. I'm looking for my soft pretzels. If I
Yeah.
go to an Oktoberfest, I need my soft pretzels.
Yeah, you would have done better to go to Half Moon Bay to the Pumpkin Patch Oktoberfest up there, because they have the beer, they have the sausage. I mean, they have.
Well, I'm gonna have to go because to this one place in downtown San Jose, Ludwig's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to get my
Yes.
fix there.
There you go.
But I will be going back to Casa de Frutte in a couple weeks.
Excellent.
And they have a Halloween theme.
Yes. So if you're looking for something to do, it's outdoors. You can have
It's
fun.
in Hollister.
Yes.
So if you're interested, look it up, Casa de Fruta.
Yes. All righty. So our thoughts in, I don't know what's wrong with my voice.
Just clear your throat out. We'll give you time.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to Ryan Seacrest for a speedy recovery. You know, Ryan has been flying and doing Kelly and Ryan, American Idol, different hosting different shows.
Yeah.
And he's been fine. Well, he has COVID now, and he's really under the weather. So on Kelly and Ryan, Mark is sitting in for him, and Mark and Kelly called him to see how he was feeling today, and he just he's like, I don't know how I got away with not getting it for so long. He goes, but
does he look a mess?
well, they don't even show him. He's at home.
Oh, so you just heard his voice.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want.
And he goes, listen. He goes, listen to my voice. So you can tell he's really, because Ryan is very upbeat.
I wouldn't even want to be even my voice if I'm that sick. Just leave me alone.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because people were like, where is he? And is he okay?
Well, it's okay. They should have just said he's got COVID and.
Yeah, but you know how people are. It's like they got to milk it. So they told him to stay home and continue to recover, and they wished him, good recovery. So good luck, Ryan. They gave you some remedies, some homemade remedies with Epsom salt and things to try. So try it. Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
So, we talk a little bit about Sherry and J Hud and their different shows.
The new shows they have.
The new shows.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the more I look at the J Hud show, I mean, it just, if you close your eyes, it's Ellen. The layout when they do the games, and
she's doing games now.
She was doing.
I haven't seen it because I kind of tuned out.
Yeah, well, I just saw it in passing. I haven't really either.
Well, what kind of games is she doing?
They were doing some kind of games with the audience. And I thought, and I was like, it just feels so much like Ellen. So,
Yeah, I didn't like her because I felt that she wasn't that authentic.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of tuned out. And then Sherry?
Okay, Sherry. Now, one of the things Sherry shared on her show that she used to walk around the streets with a pillowcase that had 5 pair of clean underwear, 2 shirts, and 3 pair of pants. And she would, to me, she said, and she got emotional just talking about it.
Yes.
And she was like, and I used to, kind of couch hop around to different friends that would let me stay with them. And she said, because she had to make it funny a little bit. And she goes, well, some of it was because I didn't pay my rent. Well, she goes, no, all of it was because I didn't pay my rent. She said, because the religion that I was participating in said that the world was coming to an end. She's like, well, why pay the rent if the world's going to end? So she didn't pay her rent. She made a joke out of it, but let me tell you something. When you go through humility like that, it has a way of grounding you. And when you have that type of humility, you can feel it. It's palatable. I don't think all these shows have that. Like, I think Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, she's amazing. Kelly Clarkson is.
She has it.
She came from a small town with she used to be a waitress.
Yes.
And she came from not much, and I think that she's really humble. And I love Kelly Clarkson because the way her show, the Kelly Clarkson show, I was observing her.
Right.
And when she interviews people, she's chit-chatting, like she's just having a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Just out of the blue, anywhere.
Right.
Hey, girlfriend, how are you doing? And she really can relate to what they're talking about.
Right.
And that's what I really want to see out of all these talk show hosts. Yes. I didn't feel that Jennifer Hudson was that sincere in her reactions and the conversations. It was a lot of times it was all about Jennifer. She would always bring it back to what she's accomplished.
Being an EGOT, and it's like I've heard the word EGOT out of her mouth more times now than I've ever heard out of Whoopi. And Whoopi was
Right.
the one and only EGOT for years.
But you know what they say? You don't need to be all that and just flaunting it. And
Yes.
people know.
Yes.
They know that you don't need to do that.
Yes.
Like,
Whoopi doesn't have to say, I have this. John Legend doesn't have to say
I have
I
this.
mean, you just look at who they are, what their accomplishments are.
They know they don't bring it up. It's other people that bring it up.
Absolutely.
So that's why we have not been watching Jihad. And Sherry, I commend you. I really like you. I still like you.
But it's still a
we
little
were
bit
just
too
a
windy.
bit we were just a bit upset because it's too similar to Wendy's show.
Yeah.
You took over her studio, the format, you just
You
tweaked
got
a little
her
bit.
DJ, you got Marco. You know, John is different, but John versus Norman. I mean, it's still talking to a person. It's just, you know, and like Wendy used to pick a person out of the audience and, you know, talk about their
the
fashion.
outfit, what the fashion is,
Right.
and give them a prize
And
of some kind
Sherry-
of gift or something.
Yeah,
right?
and Sherry picked someone out of the audience and she's like, what's good? What's good today? And so they share, you know, like this one, I saw this young lady, she said, I'm getting my master's degree and I'm graduating. So it's different, but it's just too much of the same. And
Yeah.
you are so good. When I heard you talk about the pillowcase, because, you know, I understand, you know, like Tiffany Haddish, she used to sleep in her car.
Yes.
You know, I
Yes.
understand what this is like. And, you know, just tweak it just a little bit more. Just make it more Sherry. And
Be more original.
Be more
That's
original.
What we
Don't
want.
be
Originality.
Wendy. We all still love Wendy. And I hope and pray some way, somehow, she will figure out a way to come back
She will come
into
back.
the workforce because we miss her, but we don't want her to do anything to hurt herself. So while you have the opportunity, you know, just make it more Sherry.
Because we love you and you're
Yes.
very good, and you were very good subbing for Wendy.
Yes.
And we were hoping that just because you were subbing doesn't mean that you need to turn your show into another Wendy show.
Absolutely.
You could do something very different. Be original, like we said.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. We don't know. This is the first season, so
Yeah.
anything could happen. Hope we're not sure, because a lot of times you see these celebrities, they do these talk shows and then
Yeah.
the ratings are not great, so they're not renewed for a second season.
Right. So, you know, if this is your chance, knock it out the park.
I don't know, because it's already started, right? It's already gone down that path, so it's hard to change.
Well, no,
and
you
make
can
it-
you can tweak it a little bit at a time. You don't have to do a complete halt and
Oh,
restart.
yeah, exactly. You
You
probably
know,
could, yeah.
instead of doing, you know, like you just say, you know, we used to ask what's good today. Well, today we're going to do and try something. And if it doesn't work, then go back to today. This is what's
Right,
good.
right.
But
Exactly.
try different things.
Little small steps.
Yes. There is something afoot in the workforce now called quiet quitting.
Have you heard of it?
Have you? If you have, comment below. Let us know what you think. So I was talking to a friend and they shared with me their view of quiet quitting. So they said, okay, now back in the day when I used to work, and that's how she said, she goes, back when you used to work, she said, you used to almost kill yourself. I was like, excuse me? She's like, they pay you for 40 hours and you never worked less than 60. She goes, we're not doing that. We work our 40 hours, and when we hit 40 hours, we're done. If they want more, they have to pay more. And I thought, wow. I could not imagine that I'm at work, and because ding, 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 it's the bewitching time. I put in 8 hours. I'm going to pack up my stuff and just go home and think tomorrow I could come back and have my job. So while I hear what you're all saying, I just think you should be careful, because let me tell you something. If I was Tim Cook and my employees were quiet quitting, I would help you fully quit, because there are people out here, and it's not about, you know, lack of accomplishments, but there are people who would do the work. And if you're going to do this, man or woman up and say, I'm only going to work 40 hours. You pay me more, I do more.
Yeah, I had not heard of this term, quiet quitting, and I did a lot of research on it. and I've got a lot of information because it's a thing that's going around. I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
But for example, quiet quitting, the actual meaning of that means employees who put no more effort into their jobs than absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
And then their work doesn't leave their position. The worker doesn't leave their position and continue to collect salary.
Right.
So quiet quitters fulfill the requirements, but are less likely to stay late,
Yes.
show up early, or attend non-mandatory meetings. Remember back in the
Yes.
days when we were working,
Yes.
even if it wasn't mandatory, we would
Yes.
go
Yes.
just so that we would be
Yes.
seen and know
Yes.
that we are involved in whatever they're in a company.
I mean, that's
period.
like back in the day when I worked at Apple Computer, if there was a all hands meeting and they would rent out the Flint Center in Cupertino, as well as satellite locations within your buildings, you had to be seen. You know, there were people who said, oh, I don't have time for this, I'm going home. However, there were more of us who figured out how to watch it at our desk, you know, put it up on a screen so we could see it and still work if we had things to do.
Right.
Go to a conference room.
But in some way or another, we would still
We
be able to
collaborated
be
to
part of that
Yes.
meeting because we would see it
Yes.
wherever, right?
Yeah.
But there is this 2022, the Gallup survey said at least half of the U.S. workforce consists of quiet quitters.
Yes.
And that's really high among 35 years and younger
Yes.
people. But on the flip side, managers have mixed reactions to this.
Right.
Like managers and people overseeing, because some tolerate this because of the tight labor market that's recently surged. They're saying because of what's happened in the market, they're finding it hard to replace these quiet quitters.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons that they're doing this, and others have responded by quietly firing these employees, and they're calling this quiet firing.
Oh, yeah.
So there's quiet
Oh,
quitters,
yeah.
and then the managers are turning around and doing quiet firing.
Yeah.
So there's two sides to this.
Because, you know, some of it is, okay, so with COVID came the ability to work from home. So you can get up in the morning, and let's just talk about it from a customer service perspective. You get up in the morning, wash your face, brush your teeth. You can even keep your jammies on. No one can see you. And you have the ability to go and to be online. You're supposed to log in and, you know, say you're supposed to start at 8. You know, back in our day, we would log in like 7:45, make sure the connections were good. I understand now if it says 8, they don't log in till 8. The other thing that they're doing is so you're comfortable. And when you're comfortable, sometimes you don't feel the urgency of the customer.
Right.
I've had people tell me, you know, I was talking to a customer service rep with AT&T, and she was driving me insane. And I said, I just want my call escalated. She goes, we don't have escalation. I said, excuse me? She goes, we don't have any managers on board. My sister worked for AT&T and retired from AT&T after 32 years of service. So I got some backdoor access. But the point was, I mean, you could hear it in her little voice. It's like, we don't have any supervisors on duty today. If you want to, you can send us an email. And then she hung up on me. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Now, me, back in our day, I would have been so grateful. I would have been online. I would have gave the best, greatest customer service that I could give, so I could stay home and work and enjoy. There's nothing like that
Well,
now.
customer service nowadays, we cringe about that. And there's been surveys out, and people said they'd rather be doing other things than
Right.
they'd rather go to the dentist than
Yes.
actually pull teeth than
Yes.
actually be doing that. And customer service now is really hard to get good customer service
Yes.
because a lot of times companies are outsourcing.
Yes.
And when they used to have like fluent people that could speak fluent English,
Yes, they
now
don't
you're
can-
hearing a lot of people picking up the phones with harsh accents,
Yes.
which I don't understand. I mean,
Yes.
I'm pretty good at understanding people's accents, but sometimes when you're trying to explain something that's quite detailed and cumbersome,
Right.
you want someone that can understand you fluently so that you can get your issues resolved.
Exactly.
Not someone who has to ask you what are you saying 1,000 times.
Yeah. I created a concept called Follow the Sun back in the day when I was in corporate America. We would start in the United States and we would go from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. At 4 p.m., we would toggle to Singapore. Singapore would keep it from 4 p.m. until midnight. And then they would toggle to the UK. And then it would toggle back to the United States. Everybody spoke English. Everybody understood English. And we never had a problem. And I had the pleasure of installing it, so I got to travel. I love that. I love traveling.
Nice.
So, when I hear people talk about, this is the best. No, it's not the best. And this quiet quitting and quiet firing, it's like, wow.
Well, NPR, they asked listeners about this quiet quitting, and I'm
Yes.
going to give you 2 examples of responses.
Okay.
So number 1 is an admin assistant, and she said, this is verbatim her words: I do not interact with anything from work before 7 a.m. or after 4:30, which is a time my office is open. I work in a corporate environment, so my tasks are not life or death. If someone asks for something like maybe a file scanned or something like that at the end of the day, it can wait till the next day. So this is an admin assistant. The next
Wow.
caller, a department manager, says her priorities and values have changed since the onset of COVID-19 pandemic. So she said, her words, I now leave the office at the end of the day not thinking about what I need to work on when I go home at night. I set boundaries for checking my email and reaching out to co-workers during non-office hours. Most importantly, I do not feel any bit of anxiety when it comes to requesting time off, taking personal days, or especially taking sick time. So I could see the flip side of this, right? People are shifting because they're feeling like, why should I do more if it's going to hinder my health?
Right. And not just hinder their health. Why am I doing more when my company is making gazillions of dollars and they're not sharing it with the employees anymore?
Exactly.
So I understand. I really do.
Yeah, she said and I hope a lot of people, because for me, I know, and for you, I know that since COVID happened, all this pandemic, we're in lockdown.
Yes.
We really shifted and we saw something new going forward.
Yes.
We kind of thought about like how we can slow down, because pre-pandemic everyone was go.
Oh my God, we were running like that little guinea pig on the wheel.
Nobody stopped to be like friendly to one another. It was all about me, especially in the Silicon Valley.
Yes.
And it taught us to stop, to be grateful for life, and think about how we can do this moving forward when the world opened up again.
Right.
And I believe that this manager, she's on the right track, I think, because why she doesn't feel anxiety taking time off. And I think in the US, I'm going to tell you, US is the number 1 culprit for not taking time off.
Exactly.
We have so much vacation that what do when we have vacation? We take staycations.
That's
we
right.
don't even go anywhere. We're so stressed out that we need to be working during our vacation.
Exactly.
That is
and worried.
Yes.
Oh my God, is everything going okay? It's like, I really do applaud what they're doing, because I never could have done that. However, the environment that I was working in wasn't conducive to this. I mean, I would have lost my job.
There you go. That means that it's the environment and it comes from management, right?
Yes.
So we've got to make sure that it comes from top down, that this is the way, like managers have to decide whether they want to have it one way or another, right?
Yes.
What do they want? And you've got to make it conducive, because so many people in the Silicon Valley are stressed to the tilt. I'm telling you.
And we don't know if that's what got them to like toggle. I know COVID changed a lot, and I'm sure people number one, they had never realized that they could do whatever their job was from home.
Right.
They were always at the office, and then all of a sudden we were forced into our homes, and they're not feeling it. So what do you think of
This is a
quiet
big,
quitting?
we can go on and on about
Yes.
this because there's two sides. Like I said, some people, they're quiet quitters that feel that they don't need to do more because they're going to get paid anyway. Why bother?
Right.
And there are other people turn around, the managers say, well, if you're going to be like that, we're going to have to let you go.
Yes. So, but the quiet, the quiet firing, I mean, I'd heard a lot about the quiet quitting, not so much about the quiet firing. However, I have millennials and Gen X family members, and I keep telling them, because they'll tell me, oh, I just can't see my way to work today. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I'm like, you know what? You should be careful. But they don't think they should be careful. They think they got the tiger by the tail, and they're going to do it their way. And I'm like, well, I hope it doesn't backfire on you.
Yeah. Well, this lady that says she's not anxious about taking time, she's a department manager.
Yeah.
So we're going to see, because I think managers need to take a step back and think about the health of the employees. It's
Yes.
so important.
Yes.
So,
like when someone is sick, like if someone ever came to work and if they sneezed or coughed, I'd be like, hey, what's wrong with you? Go home.
Exactly. So this is a topic that can go on and on. What is some of your feedback and opinions on this quiet quitting?
Yes.
Because next week we're going to do a continuation, and it's going to lead to other topics that as women, we're quite passionate
Yes.
about.
Absolutely. And, we hope you're going to come back and check in with us, because it's as women, we are more at risk than men. And that's what we're going to talk to you about and why.
Exactly.
All right. That was really good. That was a good one. So, we're always talking about James Bond, and who we want the next person to be. And I always wanted, Idris Elba, because I thought, oh my God,
he was
yummy.
so, yes.
Yes.
I think he can still do it. But a lot of people think that his time has come and gone.
Well, he thinks his time has come and gone because they finally put it out there. The producers want a 10-year commitment.
What?
Yes, they want whoever the next Bond is going
I don't
to be.
even think that any of them have been for 10. The most recent ones haven't been for 10 years.
Well,
And Pierce Brosnan.
no, I mean Pierce
Daniel
did
Craig.
Yeah, they did 2 or 3 and they were out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that Idris would be awesome, but he's like 10 years, probably not.
That's, yeah.
So now I was listening to Sherry Shepherd, and she said, if Idris doesn't do it, how about, what is his name? Oh, Reggae John Page.
Woohoo! Reggae!
Okay,
Reggae!
he's young.
Bridgerton. Those of
That's
you
right.
who don't remember.
He could do 10 years. It wouldn't be a big, So if you think because I've only
And
seen
he's actually
him.
British.
Yes,
I'm
he
telling
is.
you, he's
Yes,
British.
he's
so he
perfect.
Could do.
He's perfect.
Oh my God! Yes, I love him. I
Yes,
love
He's
him.
perfect. So if you agree with us, comment below, and let's start a campaign to
He
help him
would
be
be-
Bond,
Oh
James
my
Bond.
God,
He
please.
is so luscious. I mean, how some people, they talk and you're just like, I've been in the presence of individuals and they're talking and they're like, Gloria, and I'm like, what? It's your turn, and I'm like,
Well,
oh my bad, because they're just, and he's British.
so that's
So-
he already has that going for
Yes.
him, and he's good looking, good as, oh my God,
See?
yummy.
Yes,
looking.
yummy. So that's our guy aha moment. The girl aha moment is that we have a wonderful announcement to make, and that is Rihanna is doing the Super Bowl for 2023.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
Rihanna.
Now
Yay.
I'm like, I'm not a hater of her. I'm a 80s, 90s, 70, 80, 90s music kind of girl. And when she made that song, work,
Work.
and I thought to myself, I do like Umbrella. So I'm like, is she going to be able to pull it off by herself?
Well, I think she can do it. She took a little break.
Yeah, well,
and
she had
has
her
a lot
baby.
of good songs out there. We'll see. I'm sure if she's going to be the Super Bowl halftime, she's going to put on a show.
So we, judging is out there. We don't know what's going to happen, but we shall see.
Yeah.
Yes. So Northern California, Southern California, we're all experiencing, this spike in gas prices. Well, our governor all of a sudden started saying, wait a minute, you're going to the winter cheaper blend and you're still increasing the price. So he came out in a commercial and he said, there's no reason for it. They're gouging you. And amazing, the prices have started to slowly tick down. However, I think if there's a way that you can find like a local gas station that's not the big ones, the big Texaco, 76, Chevron is the worst.
Chevron, Shell.
Yeah, they're just so high. Go to the little mom and pop, because at the end of the day, gas is gas. In 2035.
Well, some people need special gas
yes.
for their cars,
you
the
mean
type of cars.
Super versus regular
Yes.
unleaded. I happen to be one of those. However, I have found that, initially I thought, it has to be from Union 76. It doesn't. It runs just as well on other, manufacturers. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of that turns out. All right. Our last juicy topic before we get into our COVID updates and our environmental is Bachelor. What is that called? This
Bachelor
version.
in Paradise.
Yes, I can't even speak it. I love her because this show just makes my head hurt. I'm watching it. I'm all in. I love Teddy and Andrew. I think they're so cute.
Well, she's gone, Teddy.
Yeah, well, she left because it wasn't, she said that she didn't think she felt the way she was supposed to feel. And I was like, you've only known him a week and a half. Well, how do you think you're supposed to feel?
Well, you know why she left? It's because the problem with that, I'm going to tell you the problem with Andrew.
Okay.
Here it is. I'll break it down.
Yes.
He is too slow. He takes the back seat to everything. He's not he's not there.
Driver.
Yeah, he's saying, I'm going to take it slow. He's too slow. He doesn't show any signs of passion, like, yes, you are my number one.
Right.
For women, we need that. We need to be seen. We need to be heard. We need to be felt. And he's not doing any of that. He's just like, I don't want to rush it. I'm trying to me, it seems like he's trying to slowly unpeel the onion, as to say.
Yeah. Well, it's not working for her.
But he needs to be faster because she likes affection. She wants to be known that I like you.
We're all in together.
I think most women do. They want to know whether, do you like me or not?
Yes.
You're just there. You're not, showing me it.
Mean girl Shanae, she has she's got two men.
Oh, she's got who are the guys?
Logan
and
one of the bros.
I forget the bros.
Yeah, but one of the bros.
So she's.
And I mean, and she's with the bro guy. She comes back. She had a great time. She's holding his hand. She's like, I like him. She goes, Logan, I don't know how you feel about me. I don't know. And so then Logan shows her. And so now she's swinging. I'm like, oh my God. Swing to the left, swing to the right.
So we'll have to see who she chooses. But I think that's really disrespectful of her.
Absolutely.
The couple that I do like is Brandon and Serena.
Oh,
What's her name?
Goodness. Her name is Cherie. Serena. No, it's like Cherie, like Sheria, something like that.
Cheria?
Yeah.
Well, Brandon and Cherie, I love them.
Yes.
And I do like Jill and Jacob. I'm kind of liking
Well, their little excursion, and she wanted to take away all obstructions, so they got naked. But then that woman comes back and she gets Romeo to go away with her after Romeo is all over. I'm like,
But I don't even think Romeo likes her because the way that he looks at her and the last
But then
part
she
where
said, "Well, I want you to leave with
yeah,
me
but
now."
he did leave with her. But did you see his reaction? It didn't seem
It
like
was
he was
well, it was
100%
like,
in.
well, it was like he was thinking, "Do I want to stay here with the babes?"
Well, at
or
the end, when they were side by side and they interviewed them, he did some funny facial expression. Like I don't know if he was all in.
Yeah, like maybe
weird.
this is better for me to leave with her than for me to get booted because they're what 7 women and 12 men, so
Yeah.
5 of them were going to have to go
Well,
away.
remember last week he was all over everyone trying
Yes.
to figure out. So one after the
Yes.
other, he was trying to see who he
Yes.
could get to give them a rose.
The saddest point for me was with Saria and Michael because he got scared.
Oh my God!
He got scared. She is such a beautiful, lovely person, and instead of him going, I mean, you can spend weeks together to see. He's like, it's moving too fast. I don't know if I can trust it. Dude, it's not like you're cheating on your wife. She passed away.
Right.
And she even said to you, I think I'll make a killer stepmom. She is willing for everything to be about you and your child.
She even set up the
stars.
The what is it, that telescope to see the stars.
And she bought the stars.
She bought the stars. She got a certification for him.
Absolutely.
I think she is perfect for him.
Yes.
She is what he needs. She's grounded.
Yes.
She's very considerate.
Yes.
She's authentic, and she would definitely, she can see herself as being a mother.
Oh yeah. And I think it was a missed opportunity for him. And it would be nice if he woke up and smelled the coffee.
I'm really mad if he finds another woman.
Yes.
I would be so mad because he told her that he's not ready, and if he finds another one,
but yet he stays.
I don't understand.
I'm hoping they send him home.
Why would he stay?
Yeah.
She was the perfect person. The reasons he gave were bogus.
Yes.
And if he finds someone else, it's all. I'm like, God, don't like him anymore.
And then the married couple, Jared and Ashley, they were so weird. They didn't add anything to me. They didn't add anything.
They didn't
to the
even
show.
Come and give any advice.
No, it was all about them trying to have sex because they
have a second honeymoon kind of.
They left their baby at home, and this was a chance for them to reconnect. And it was, oh my God, it was just painful to watch.
I thought the whole point of them coming was, number one, to have another romantic trip together, but 2, the main thing was to give them advice and to really
said, we felt how you're feeling
and really be more like. Because you've been in that situation, really get deep with them and really help them out.
Yeah.
But don't see any of that.
So more to come. We will keep you updated. So our COVID update for you is mask mandates are going down. However, there is a new variant in the UK that's picking up and getting a lot of traction. If I know someone is cautious like me, I don't wear a mask around them. If I know somebody is wild and crazy, I wear my mask. So we just ask that you just, be aware for yourself.
Yep.
And people are still recovering from Hurricane Ian. The hurricanes off of the coast of Florida have lessened. The rain, New York, New Jersey, there has been some water. We have got to figure out how to make a pipe to move some of that water to California because we need the water badly. Our drought numbers are not getting better at all. So our thoughts and prayers are continuing to be with them because, how do you walk up to what was your house and there's just the cement slab?
It's all gone. Everything is gone. You have to build from scratch.
Your memories, your mementos, So that made me think, maybe what I should do, and I don't know, in my spare time, figure out a way how to put some pictures on a zip drive or something so that if there is a disaster, you might have a way to recover some of your memories, because they weren't upset about stuff. They were like my grandmother's ring, my mom's picture of my mom and dad's wedding picture, things like that.
Right.
So, wow, we have just been chatting. It is time to let you all relax. Thank you so much for once again hanging out with us. We feel the love in the room. We hope you can feel the love that we send to you. We wish you all a wonderful, grateful day, and namaste.
Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out our chats. We love it. And if you liked it, please hit the thumb icon. Please subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit that bell notification.
And the peace bell.
Peace, everyone.
Peace.
Peace. Peace, peace. Thank you so much. We're Silicon Valley Girls. Chat over tea.
And remember to always keep smiling.
Bye
Bye.
now. Take care.